Hello, and welcome back to From Stats to Chats. I'm Amanda Stewart, and I manage the distribution channels in North America for the Microsoft Teams Rooms business. It's been a while since my last update, and I'm excited to share some new insights and data with you today. Today, we will be talking about how organizational leadership can leverage purpose-driven work to help drive return to the office initiatives, to improve employee retention, and increase job satisfaction. As always, I've done the research, so you don't have to. Let's dive in. What's the stat? 63% of employees recently polled said they want more opportunities for purpose-driven corporate projects. Employees who live their purpose at work experience higher levels of health, resilience, and energy. They feel more satisfaction at work, they feel more engaged, and they achieve more. According to McKinsey & Company, 31% of employees quit their previous jobs due to a lack of meaningful work. Additionally, data from Benevity, a corporate purpose platform that helps companies build and track volunteering efforts, they suggest that newer employees are 52% less likely to leave when they engage in purpose-driven activities at work. This is something to really consider when we re-recruit our employees that feel less connected since working remotely. Newer employees were likely onboarded 100% virtually, putting them at greater risk to be left behind and to feel less connected. Purpose-driven work is a great way to build camaraderie, connection, and a feeling of inclusivity. Beyond that, companies that have volunteering programs also have a strong pride. Their employees are more likely to refer other candidates for openings, which then helps attract more talent that is also committed to passionate, purpose-driven work. The chat. Help your employees find purpose or watch them leave. If you'll remember the annual Work Trend Index report findings from last year, Microsoft determined that employees have a new worth it question, or what they are willing to give up in exchange for their career. Today's workers continue to prioritize relationships, inclusion, and well-being as key factors for determining career path and job success. According to research from McKinsey & Company, people who live their purpose at work are more productive than people who don't. They're also healthier, more resilient, and more likely to stay at the company. Higher productivity, better employee retention, and happy employees. This sounds like a win-win. What is the purpose gap, though? So I love this chart because it emphasizes that executives are more likely to say their purpose is fulfilled by their work. And some say that their work is their purpose. So it's no wonder they want to be in the office and they want their teams to be in the office with them. In an earlier video, I mentioned that there is a big disconnect between employees who say they are being productive at work, whether they are working from home or in the office, and the percentage of leaders who say they are confident in their employees' productivity. The ratio is 87% to 12%, respectively. We know that leaders are missing the visual cues of the office of 2019. Busy hallways, phones ringing, for example. They want their teams back in the office so that they can confirm that they are being productive. But the data in this video tells us that purpose-driven work is effective and dovetails nicely into a return to the office initiative. Employees can find purpose, and executives can see their teams back in the office in a hybrid environment. And you know, if you're watching this video, as well as I do, that when employees are back in the office, they will need to consider technology like Microsoft Teams Rooms devices. The chat continued. Employee volunteerism is settling into a hybrid model of its own, giving workers a way to connect with each other and have a greater sense of purpose. The new term virtual volunteering is beginning to trend. Organizations with dispersed teams and a hybrid work environment can still be part of purpose-driven initiatives. In this idea, projects and volunteering opportunities are coordinated online for global teams even, and take place on the volunteer's schedule. It allows for flexibility, team engagement, and what HP quoted as bite-sized compassion breaks. Though maybe on a smaller scale, the virtual volunteering opportunities still improve employee morale, mental health, as well as reduce stress. And if you're working on the same project at the same time, it builds team engagement, even on a global scale. What's the opportunity? Let's talk about what we know for sure. We know that the talent pool is incredibly tight in today's market. We know that executives get their purpose from work, so it makes sense that they want to be in the office and they want to have their team there with them. And we also know that employees want flexible hybrid work options and they want to get purpose from their work. We also know that the two most difficult steps in developing a hybrid work environment are getting leadership to support it and persuading employees to come back. Beyond purpose-driven work, we also know that employees come to the office for each other to rebuild the social capital that we lost during the pandemic. But many organizations are struggling to find interesting activities for team bonding and different types of team events. I mean, how many happy hours and breakfast buffets can we have? And for how long will those activities continue to entice our teams to come into the office? As we're having the hybrid work conversations with our customers, we can incorporate this new data around purpose-driven work and volunteerism to help leaders build a new strategy for return to the office. Adding to that conversation that technology must be a part of the strategy. Employees will need to be able to communicate and collaborate with each other regardless of their location. And it's likely that your customers are already using Microsoft Teams. And Microsoft Teams rooms will be as critical to a return to the office strategy as any volunteering program would be. I hope you found today's information useful. Thank you so much for joining, and I'll see you next time.